So right now I'm on a really great kick and inspiration to create and get all the things out of my mind and my brain that I've been wanting to say and wanting to do. And so I've been talking about or thinking a lot about RSD. That has been something that has been a real issue in my life and how it affects creativity, creation, and success, especially in a world that is so very digital, in a world that is so very 3 minute, 90-second clips where attention is very low. And I have too much to say. I'm ADHD, and so my brain is literally like pinballing right now, and I'm so excited. And also like trying to get it all out, and I won't remember all of it. But when it comes to RSD with ADHD, I have found that it is one of the biggest hurdles for me being successful. I was a makeup artist for, I guess I am still a makeup artist. I'm sitting here doing my makeup with you. I was a makeup artist for 29 and a half, nearly 30 years. And I struggled greatly with being able to get myself out there. Now that was during the time of just MySpace and Craigslist and people actually going to a website. So it was a little bit easier. You didn't have to be so on all the time. And as my career moved through and social media became more and more of a thing, it was harder and harder for me because I was in the limelight. And at that point, when I first started my career, I was thinner. And through probably a good, I don't want to say, I'd say the 2/3 of my career, I was heavy. I was 300 pounds. So I was very self-conscious of how I was being perceived in the beauty, in the fashion, and the bridal industry. I was so worried about how people were going to perceive a fat person. It was a lot easier for me to just post my work and then people, go to that and go, oh my God, that's amazing, than me actually put myself in front of a camera and be like, yeah, I'm supposed to know what I'm doing, but I don't look the part. It was very frustrating. And then of course, as social media and like TikTok and stuff has grown, and in that career of makeup artistry, it has morphed into something instead of doing something to doing makeup to accentuate yourself. It's turned into this complete circus. So, I used to say that makeup wasn't all about vanity. It was the ability to control and like enhance yourself to give you a confidence boost, but it wasn't all about vanity. Now, with the emergence of all of these pseudo makeup artists, and let me get this straight, there are still a lot of very talented people out there that use artistry as their modality, makeup artistry as their art modality. But when it comes to makeup, I truly believe that it should only enhance. It should not completely change the way you look. You should not be wearing a full mask. Here I am doing my makeup. But it went from one aspect to the other, and then it was all about likes, and it was all about judgment, and it was all about vanity, and that started making me very uncomfortable. And I would have women come to me when they were getting ready for their weddings, and they would show me a picture of Kim Kardashian and be like, I want this. Well, sweetheart, you're Asian. I can't make that. Like, I cannot create you to be somebody that you're not unless we're taping your face, gluing your lids. You're African American, honey. This is not you. There is this ridiculous, unattainable standard of beauty, and it's all been one of those. I don't want to get into diatribe because this is a whole other can of worms that I could go into, but it became very disheartening because if you weren't following the trend of everybody saying, oh, this is how you do it, and this is the this is the plaster of face makeup that you need to make sure to put on every day, and these freaking layers and everything, and you don't look good unless you have a shitload of makeup on. That became very hard for me, especially when I believed that wasn't true, and I was 300 pounds. So I wasn't fitting that norm, but I knew that I was good at what I did, and but it started to make me very self-conscious, the way that the social media and everything came about. So about 8 years ago, when I started Bohemian Awakenings, I had a vision as to what it was that I really wanted for my life. Like, I love makeup artistry. I loved the aspect of being able, it was more costume artistry, I think, that I really, really loved. I was very good with brides, but it was the costuming, it was the creative art of it all. And, in the last 13 years, I had lost all of my weight, so I wasn't really as self-conscious about the way I looked. But then you have such reach and such access with social media that you can be, a person's opinion of you can be, broadcast all over the internet, and it can make or break your career, or it can make or break your own confidence. And when you have ADHD and RSD, that's a struggle. Having people being able to have that kind of access to you so quickly, and what's the word that I'm looking for? In a way that they have no consequences, the way that they are, coming at you, and they're just kind of behind a keyboard giving their quick opinion and being rude or mean or not taking into consideration people's feelings just so they, can get their frustrations out. That's a hard thing for a person with RSD. So in my career, less and less and less was I posting online about what my work was. Well, unfortunately, the less and less that you post your work online, people don't go to websites anymore. People don't go to static sites anymore. What do they want? They want content. They want 3-minute, 90-second excerpts that light up their dopamine boards, and they will like or dislike within that small amount of time. And I did not like that. I do not like that. And with Bohemian Awakenings, I keep saying had, it's still something very prevalent in my life. It's something that I'm building more than my artistry ever was. But then you're still having to make content. You're still having to make things that are interesting. You're still having to learn things like algorithm and so on and so forth. And that's a hard thing when all you want to do is be in front of a person and show them your heart and show them the things that you can do and relate to them without having to go through jump through all the hoops, make sure that your background is perfect, make sure that your face is perfect, you're always presentable. I was raised by a mother that was always like, don't ever go out in public without makeup on. I mean, because that's what she was taught. But I don't know. It's been very, very difficult. So now I am in a position in my life where I am trying to build this other business that's much more grounded and centered, and revolving around my love of nature and nature immersion and grounding, and how much grounding has helped me. You may or may not have heard me talk, if you follow me on Bohemian Awakenings, talk about the importance of grounding and how I used grounding to try to keep me as even keeled as I could before I knew what hormone issues were and what perimenopause was doing to my body. So I was using different techniques of meditation and yoga and movement medicine, nature immersion. And I was trying to show and share that with other people. But then you have the people that get on and they're like, oh, what makes you the expert in this? And then you start questioning yourself. Well, do I know what I'm talking about? Well, yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. I've done the research, I've done the training, but other people are going to question you, and they want to know that you know what you're talking about. And if they're going to follow you, you need to be able to make content. And if you're not making content, well, then you must not be valid because you must not know what you're talking about. And that's frustrating. The whole aspect of trying to have a business, no matter what it is that you do, and having ADHD, especially dealing with RSD, it's so hard. And I'm probably not even explaining this right because I'm on such a high right now of feeling like I can just make videos now without giving two shits about what other people are thinking. But, you know, the killer of creativity is your rejection sensitive dysphoria, which is telling you that you're not good enough. And let me tell you, a master makeup artist for 30 years. I have worked with celebrities. I have had huge billion-dollar corporation accounts that I've worked for 18 plus years. But I still feel like an imposter. Where does that come from? Where does that come from? It's RSD. It's not because I don't know what I'm doing. Because if I didn't know what I was doing, they wouldn't call me back. It's because of my inability to see things for the way that they are and being so worried that if I'm not perfect, that I'm going to be judged in a way that is detrimental to me or my career. And man, you know, you're ADHD and you have RSD, it sucks. It's hard. It really is hard. And so, you know, I have been trying more and more with, especially lately with my videos, to just be as messy and not give a shit, not worry about what the background looks like, not worry about, you know, what my face looks like. I mean, I don't wear a lot of makeup, but what I do is quite dramatic. And so, you know, I could be called a hypocrite. I don't think I am because I wear very little makeup, but it still completely changes the way that my face looks. And of course I sit there and I worry, well, do I come off as being a hypocrite? Do they see me as a hypocrite? RSD fucking sucks. So what I've learned with Bohemian Awakenings is to still bring all of the things that I want to and still engage in the ways that I want to, but not worry about what it is not worry about what I assume that other people want to hear, and just be me. I mean, I try to be me, but I always try to be the most polished version of me. And maybe that's not what you need. Maybe that's not what I need. What am I doing? I'm sitting here talking. I need to finish my makeup because I've got shit that I got to get done today. Next. Okay. And so, yeah, but that's, you know, I'm sitting here in the shower thinking it's the killer of creativity. Because it makes you doubt yourself. It makes you second guess yourself. It makes you think that what you're doing isn't good enough. And even if you are really good at what you're doing, that you're an imposter because there are other people out there who are better than you. And I mean, that's just exhausting. I know, I've been through that. I've tried to make the perfect content, and it takes so much time. And by the time I'm posting it, it feels so fake. It feels so disingenuous. And that's not who I am. That's not what Bohemian Awakenings is, you know? Bohemian Awakenings is supposed to be those obscure and beautiful and different and eclectic ways of being able to awaken and enliven yourself that is not the norm, that can bring beauty and inspiration and everything to your life. That is what Bohemian Awakenings is. And here I am stuck in RSD trying to make it or trying to create it in a way that it's not supposed to come across. So yeah, it's very frustrating. And plus I tend to not like to talk, but I tend to have a lot to say. That's another ADHD thing. And that gets a little frustrating too, because I have so much to say and a 3-minute little blurb doesn't cut it. It doesn't do it, you know? So yeah. So that's where I'm at this morning while I'm getting ready and getting my makeup done, or doing my makeup, getting myself ready for the day. And see, don't I look so much different. I've only put on 3 things. So anyways, just remember that, and I say this as if I'm an authority of anything. I sure as shit am not. But please remember that if you're trying to create something, if you're trying to build a business or create, not necessarily a following, but a community, and you're having a really hard time making content because you're feeling like maybe, you're afraid of how it's going to come off, understand that that's your RSD. That is not what you have to bring to the table. That is not what you're all about. So I decided that what I needed to do was create longer videos like this and then take little blurbs out and post them on my respective Facebook pages. And then if you wanted to hear my full opinion, you could come on here and you could see it. If you didn't, you got the gist of everything. But the gist of this video is don't let your RSD kill your creativity because or stop you, because see, I have rosacea here. I have to put a little bit over here to kind of even it out. Yeah, blush on one side because I got rosacea. Yeah, don't let it kill your creativity because it has squashed the living shit out of mine. And that doesn't stop my wanting to create, or not wanting to create. It has not stopped my my creative mind from working. It just has stopped me from doing it and implementing it, and that's not good. So yeah. So if you're struggling with this, like I know that you probably are, I'm sorry. It sucks. Just every single day, push yourself past your boundaries. And I think that with me doing that now, I am pushing myself past these comfort zones so I can get used to it and finally break myself free of it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here in my crazy bathroom, with my water heater in the background, looking like a crazy person doing my makeup on my windowsill. I mean, I have to push past these things. I have to, stop trying to emanate perfection, because perfection doesn't exist. It's just bullshit. It's all just bullshit. I say that a lot. If I was too worried about what was going, like, I live in an off-grid home that's only 900 square foot. I live in an old Lincoln log cabin. We have one bathroom. It's got our water heater in it. It's got all of the controls for the rest of the house in here. Like, we have no closets in our house. So like everything that we have for our bathroom or like our emergency supplies or anything like that, like that's all back here on a shelf. That's all I got. We don't have any other room. So I almost, before I made this video, I almost thought about, I should probably cover that up. No, it doesn't fucking matter. Right? So I think I made this just more for a pep talk for myself. But it's true. It's true. It squashes your ability to create, and just, it robs you of so much. So, hopefully that this helped. And, I'm going to be making a ton more of these videos. So, it would be nice if you liked and followed and all that good stuff. But right now I don't even care about that. I just want to get myself past this zone of discomfort so then I can really start getting in the meat and potatoes of what I really want to share. And, so I'm going to finish my mascara and I am going to go about the rest of my day because I have a ton of things to do because I still have a homestead that I need to manage. So, okay, we'll talk soon. Thanks for listening.